Hello and welcome to my channel. So today's topic is evaporation, and also we'll be discussing about the daily life examples of evaporation and also condensation. So let's begin. So the first topic is evaporation. Evaporation, it is the process by which water changes from a liquid to a gas or vapor. Let's look at some of the examples for evaporation in daily life. Clothes after washed, you dry them up under the sun. When you heat water, water changes to gaseous form from liquid form. So these are some of the daily life examples. Where do you think salt comes from? Seawater contains many salts mixed in it. One of these salts is the common salt. When seawater is allowed to stand in shallow pits, water gets heated by sunlight and slowly turns into water vapor through evaporation. In a few days, the water evaporates completely, leaving behind the solid salts. Common salt is then obtained from this mixture of salts by further purification. Why is ocean water salty? Several processes are involved in making the ocean water salty. When it rains, the raindrops react with carbon dioxide, it is CO2, present in the atmosphere, forming H2CO3, which is carbonic acid, making rainwater slightly acidic. The acidic rainwater reacts with the minerals present in the rocks and forms new minerals and salts. These minerals and salts are then carried by flowing water to the oceans, thus making the ocean water salty. Deep under the sea, magma is present close to the oceanic crust. Here, salty ocean water sweeps into the Earth's crust. It gets hot due to magma. This hot water dissolves more minerals present in the crust and then carries them to the oceans through fissures called hydrothermal vents, thus making the ocean water salty. Let us look at the 12 everyday life examples of evaporation. Drying clothes under the sun. Clothes get heated up, which results in evaporation of water molecules present in the wet clothes, making the clothes dry. Ironing of clothes. Hot iron evaporates the water vapors present in the fabric of clothes, which helps to iron the clothes well. Cooling down of hot tea and other liquids. Hot cup of tea or coffee cools down after some time. It is because of evaporation. Heat loss happens as the water evaporates, resulting in the cooling down of tea and other such beverages. Wet floors. How does the wet floor dries up? Where does the water go away? The answer to this is that the water is evaporated because of the heat and making the floor completely dry. Melting of ice cubes. When the ice cubes are taken out of refrigerator for having drinks, we must all have noticed that after some time the ice cubes melt and take the form of the liquid. It changes its shape from solid to liquid. It all happens because of the increased temperature outside the refrigerator that evaporates the water, resulting in the change of the shape of the ice cubes. Coming to the sixth one, that is preparation of common salt. Preparation of common salt is also a widespread example of the evaporation. The seawater goes under the evaporation, which results in the formation of salt crystals. Next, coming to the seventh one, that is evaporation of nail paint remover. The acetone present in the nail paint remover takes the heat of our bodies and evaporates. And also another example is that drying of wet hair. If you need to dry your hair immediately, the only possible immediate way to dry up your hair is by using hair dryer by sunlight, which is relatively a slow process. The water vapor of wet hair evaporates due to the heat of the sun or heat of the hydrogen. Drying up of different water bodies. The water from different water bodies mostly gets dried up during the hot summers and gets refilled only after rain. So what do you think? What happens here? Well, here also it is evaporation. And the 10th one, that is evaporation of sweat from body. On a hot summer day, the sweat from the skin evaporates due to the high temperature of environment, taking a little bit of body heat. Thus, it results in the cooling effect. Coming to the 11th one, that is working of a pressure cooker. During cooking, a lot of heat is produced inside a pressure cooker. And with its whistle, the steam comes out by evaporation, making a perfect dish for us. And also, evaporation brings rain. Do you know how? The initial stage under the water cycle process is evaporation. So if evaporation is not at all there, then the water cycle would remain incomplete. It is not possible. So let's see what we have discussed in these 12 examples. We have discussed about wet floors, melting of ice cubes, we have discussed about cooling down of hot tea and other liquids, ironing of clothes, drying clothes under the sun, evaporation of nail point remover, preparation of common salt, drying of wet hair, drying up of different water bodies, evaporation of sweat from body, and also working of a pressure cooker, and at last it brings also rains. So let's come to condensation. Take a metal plate with some ice on it. Hold the plate just above the spout of the kettle. What do you observe? Let all the water in the kettle boil off. When the steam comes in contact with the metal plate cooled with ice, it condenses and forms liquid water. The water drops that you observed falling from the plate were due to the condensation of steam. The process of conversion of water vapor into its liquid form is called condensation. So once again I repeat, the process of conversion of water vapor into its liquid form is called condensation. From liquid to vapor, from liquid to gas it is evaporation, but from vapor to liquid it is called condensation. So this example or this activity we have discussed here about condensation, you can try it in your home too. And so that's all for today's video. Thank you all for your patient listening. Please don't forget to like, share and subscribe to my channel. Thank you. Until next time. Bye.